Welcome back to NerdMDs StackBytes, where we turn one of our latest Substack posts into a 10-minute power session. This allows our subscribers to listen to a discussion about recent content to further digest our NerdMDs content. We are here for you readers and listeners. The link to the Substack article will be in the show notes. Sit back and relax and enjoy this most recent NerdMDs StackByte. You know that old saying in health IT, integration is king? For most of my career, I believed it with religious conviction. If a tool didn't plug directly into Epic, it wasn't worth my time. But here's the confession. I think I was wrong. The next wave of tools won't win because they're integrated. They'll win because they're intelligent. Welcome back to NerdMDs StackBytes, where we take the most important shifts in medicine and technology and break them down into bite-sized episodes for busy clinicians and health leaders. I'm Adam Carew, a recovering CMIO and forever curious about how technology can actually make medicine better. In these mini episodes, I share the insights, lessons, and sometimes my mistakes I've picked up along the way so that together we can build a future of healthcare that works better for both doctors and patients. So today's confession, why my old obsession with integration blinded me to a much bigger opportunity. Back in my Kaiser days, I had a hard rule: no integration, no deal. If a vendor couldn't bolt directly into Epic, I didn't even want to see the demo. I even turned away some fantastic tools, things I knew my colleagues would love, because they didn't fit that dogma. And for a long time, that actually made sense. Integration was the difference between a tool that lived in a daily workflow and one that gathered dust. But today, I don't believe that anymore. So what changed? 2 words: generative AI. Maybe that's 3 words. We've entered an era where a tool doesn't need to be hardwired into the EHR to deliver value. It can be personalized, controllable, and shaped to your exact workflow. It can essentially stand alone. Take OpenEvidence. At first, it looked just like a shinier AI interface, better than UpToDate or Dynamed, but still just reference material. Fast forward and it's evolved into a full ecosystem. Evidence search, differential support, note generation, patient instructions, all outside of the EMR, like Epic or Cerner. And the kicker? It works. Now, don't get me wrong. If you hand me a beautiful integrated solution, I'll take it. Integration is still the gold standard and what we all work for. But here's the shift. Gold isn't the only currency anymore. I tried some integrated ambient note tools, and on paper, they're pretty perfect. Seamless in the EHR, draft notes auto-generated, less typing. But in practice, the drafts weren't great. The real clinical pearls got buried. My reasoning was flattened into generic filler. In the end, I was still spending much of my time fixing the note and the patient instructions. So I stopped using them. But that experience was a clue. The conversation capture itself was valuable. The intake process was valuable. What was missing was the next layer: true clinical decision support woven into that process. That's where my conviction now lies. Tools that blend conversation, intake, and CDS into one flow. That's not just ambient transcription, it's guidance. Some vendors, like Avo, previously called AvoMD, have been building this from the beginning. And at General Medicine, we actually built internal tools that do this. So much so that we abandoned our traditional ambient vendor. Now we only use them for the raw transcript. The meaningful work happens in our own system. That's why I started calling this category intelligent clinical companions. An intelligent clinical companion doesn't just document, it guides. It listens to the conversation, pulls in the latest evidence, suggests differentials, structures the note, and even tailors patient instructions. And that's just for the in-visit experience. The post-visit potential of generative AI is just as transformative. But that's a conversation for another time. Here's what worries me. A lot of healthcare leaders are still running on a 2018 playbook. Their thinking goes, if it doesn't integrate, it won't scale. Meanwhile, their physicians are already adopting unintegrated AI tools that actually make their lives easier. It reminds me of the iPhone era. Hospitals were debating whether to allow them on campus, while physicians were already using them to coordinate care, look up meds, and text each other. Leadership was behind the curve. We may be in that exact moment again. So here's the shift. Instead of only asking, does this tool integrate with Epic, we also need to ask, does this tool deliver outsized value, even without integration? Because if the answer is yes, then integration becomes secondary, not primary. I'm not predicting the death of integration. Far from it. I'm only saying that in the next 2 to 3 years, the tools that win physician loyalty won't be the ones that integrate first. They'll be the ones that act as true, intelligent clinical companions, personalized, evidence-linked, and decision support. So that's my confession. I was wrong about integration. The future isn't just about plugging into the EHR. It's about building intelligent clinical companions that actually help us think, decide, care for patients better. If this idea resonated with you, I dive deeper into the full article linked in the show notes. And if you've enjoyed these NerdMDs StackBytes, hit subscribe, share with a colleague, and help us grow this community of clinicians and leaders who want technology that truly serves care. Until next time, I'm Adam Carew, and thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to Efficiency Unlocked, Nerd Tested, MD Approved, a NerdMDs podcast by Drs. Adam Carew and Dale Gold.